All right, welcome back to the deep dive. I'm genuinely excited about today's exploration. We're cracking open Psalm 64.
Mm-hmm.
It's a prayer from King David that honestly feels incredibly relevant, to the challenges people face right now.
It really does.
It talks about words as weapons, how evil can operate in the shadows, and how we find courage, find trust when we feel targeted. It's fascinating stuff. Ancient wisdom, but with real punch today.
Absolutely. And that's precisely our mission here. We want to
Mm.
unpack the timeless message, maybe dig a bit into the context,
Right.
and then really see how it applies,
Yeah.
how it helps build trust, maybe deepen that relationship with God just in our everyday lives.
Okay, let's do it. So David's plea, it's pretty desperate, isn't it?
It is. He's clearly under pressure.
He starts, "Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy." Verse 1. And it strikes me, this isn't just about physical safety, is it?
No, not at all. It's deeper.
It feels like he's asking to be free from that paralyzing grip of fear itself, which, wow, that's relatable.
That's a crucial point. The Hebrew word used there, pashad, it often means this sudden, overwhelming dread, terror even.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just general worry, it's like a psychological assault he wants deliverance from. And he's very vivid about the source.
Yeah, he asks God to hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Verse 2.
Right, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And then he gets into this imagery. They whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Verse 3.
That imagery, swords and arrows, but it's words.
Exactly. And in the ancient Near East, you have to remember, words weren't just sounds. They were often seen as having this almost physical power.
Like they could actually do something.
Yes, precisely. Capable of creating or destroying. So when David talks about bitter words, his enemies likely believed those words could literally harm him, unravel his life.
That's intense. We might dismiss that today, but think about online shaming or disinformation campaigns. The power is still there, just different tools. It's very similar in impact, isn't it? And what's really chilling here is the secrecy. These aren't open fights.
No. He says they shoot in secret at the perfect, verse 4, and they commune of laying snares privily, verse 5. Secret plots.
And they actually think they're getting away with it, saying, "Who shall see them?"
That line gets me every time. Who shall see them? The arrogance.
It really highlights it, doesn't it? They search out iniquities, verse 6 says. Their inward thought and the heart is deep. It's calculated. Manipulation, hidden attacks, deep deceit.
So it's not just random nastiness, it's planned, insidious.
Exactly. It speaks to this carefully planned malice, executed in the shadows. People dedicating their thoughts, their hearts, to crafting harm, thinking they're invisible.
It sounds like modern covert operations, political or even personal sometimes.
It really does resonate. But here's the turn. David's confidence, it doesn't actually break.
Right, even facing all that, he doesn't seem to stay in fear.
No. He declares, God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. That's verse 7. It's this powerful reversal.
Full reversal. How so?
Well, he continues, they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Verse 8. The very weapon they use, their words, becomes their downfall.
Ah, okay, so their own plots backfire.
Precisely. And this connects to that bigger picture, that fundamental belief in, well, divine justice.
Okay, divine justice. Is David expecting like lightning bolts right away, or is it a more patient kind of trust?
That's a great question. Usually in Hebrew thought, it's less about instant karma and more this deep conviction that ultimately God will set things right.
So truth will come out, accountability will happen.
Eventually, yes, even if it takes time. It's trust in ultimate vindication, not immediate revenge. And that's how the psalm ends, isn't it? Not with fear.
No, it shifts completely. All men shall fear and shall declare the work of God. Verse 9. It's like the outcome reveals God's hand. And then the final affirmation. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Verse 10. It's a full journey from that deep dread.
The trust, yeah. Wow.
So the big question then becomes, what do we pull from this ancient text for our lives right now?
Exactly. Because the struggles feel so familiar. How do we apply this?
Well, let's break down a few key takeaways. First, as we've been saying, words have power, immense power.
Definitely.
The ancients knew spoken words could bless or curse. David comparing slander to deadly arrows, that still hits home. Words can destroy reputations, relationships, mental peace. We see it constantly online.
A single tweet, a rumor, it can wreck things.
For sure. Second, evil often operates in secret. The psalm really highlights this. Injustice, manipulation, deceit, it often happens behind closed doors. The most damaging attacks aren't always the obvious ones.
Like quiet undermining at work, maybe subtle stuff.
Exactly like that. That's the hidden harm David's talking about. It's harder to fight because it's slippery.
Okay, what else? Third, this core belief in divine justice. We touched on this. Even when things look bleak, when the wicked seem to win, the psalmist trusts God will eventually bring truth to light, hold people accountable. It's not about us taking revenge, but trusting a higher justice.
Leaning into that ultimate fairness.
Right. And fourth, and this is so important, fear is real, but it's not the final word. David praying to be preserved from fear itself. That's profound.
Yeah, asking for protection from the fear.
Because fear paralyzes.
Yeah.
Calling on God for emotional courage was key. Courage isn't pretending danger isn't there. It's the presence of trust despite the danger.
Okay, so those are the big ideas. Now, how do we translate that into action? What does this mean for you listening right now when you're dealing with similar stuff?
Great question. Let's make it practical.
First, watch what you say and what you listen to. In our world, texts, posts, DMs, constant chatter. This psalm is a huge reminder. Speak truthfully, kindly.
Avoid joining the whispers, tearing people down, and just as importantly, recognize when you're being sucked into toxic talk.
Yeah, that pull towards gossip, finding fault. It's easy to fall into. David's enemies were searching out iniquities. We have to resist doing that ourselves.
Absolutely. Personal integrity and communication. Second, trust God when you're the target. If you've been slandered, undermined.
It feels awful, helpless sometimes.
It does. But Psalm 64 offers this comfort. God sees, even when no one else does. You don't have to retaliate in kind.
So you can let go of needing to fight back immediately.
You can try. Trust that truth will eventually surface. Maybe not in your schedule, but in God's timing. It's about resting in His justice, not your own frantic defense.
Okay, third.
Don't underestimate hidden harm, those verbal arrows, emotional attacks. They're subtle but damaging. So be mindful of your impact on others.
Right, and also stay grounded yourself. Don't let others manipulate or provoke you easily.
Exactly. Recognizing the tactics help you protect yourself emotionally, spiritually. Fourth, courage is a spiritual discipline.
Okay, explain that.
When David asks for preservation from fear, he's showing us prayer isn't just wishful thinking about outcomes. It's also about building inner strength.
Yeah.
Staying steady in the storm.
Ah, okay. It's like working a muscle. That presence of trust you mentioned, it takes practice, doesn't it? Especially when those unseen arrows are flying.
It absolutely does. It's an active choice. Praying not just for the problem to go away, but for the inner fortitude to face it with trust, not panic. That's the spiritual practice.
Got it. And
Finally, rejoice when justice prevails. The psalm ends not in bitterness, but celebration. When truth wins out, when things are set right, take time to give thanks. Encourage others.
So it's about modeling a healthy, hopeful response, not getting stuck in the fight.
Exactly. It shifts the focus forward towards restoration and community affirmation.
Okay, this ties directly into strengthening our trust and relationship with God, doesn't it?
It really does. By breaking those fears, those hurt honestly to God, you're acknowledging He sees what you might not. He's sovereign.
And choosing not to retaliate, but trusting His timing.
That aligns you with His character. It fosters a deeper reliance, a letting go of that need to control every outcome, especially with hidden attacks and words.
Yeah, really knowing that truth speaks louder than whispers in the end, and that justice belongs to God. That must bring a kind of rest.
It allows you to be glad in the Lord, as the psalm says,
Yeah.
even when things are messy.
Yeah.
It frees you from that exhausting cycle of self-defense against shadows.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive into Psalm 64, it really offers a powerful message. For anyone who's felt attacked in secret, hurt by words, felt overwhelmed by hidden stuff, the answer isn't necessarily fighting fire with fire. It's about bringing those fears honestly to God, trusting His timing.
And just keep walking with integrity.
As you reflect on this, think about that core message. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord. That points to a path, doesn't it? Towards emotional courage, towards deeper trust.
It really does.
Yeah.
So what stands out to you from David's ancient prayer today? How will you apply this information in your life?